Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're continuing our discussion of present simple verbs, and we're moving on from the verb to be to actual verbs. This time we're going to talk about the verb to play, and this is an A2 level lesson. So we're going to look at these examples. Tom plays the piano. Dylan and Sarah read books a lot, and we work in an office. Emma watches TV every night. Anna teaches English at a school, and Charlotte studies Chinese. So we use the present simple for general truth, something that is generally true. So Robert likes Hollywood movies. A Ferrari costs a lot of money. So even though it's called the present simple, the action is generally true in the past, the present, and the future. We also use the present simple for habits or repeated actions. For example, Glenda wakes up at 7:30 every day. Hilda works at a bank. So the action is repeated. It's a habit that happens or appears all the time. So past, present, future, it's just something that, is always true or that it's repeated all the time. So now we're going to match the pictures with the sentences. So I eat breakfast at 7 a.m. every morning. So that, I believe, would be picture A. Jody loves Indian food, picture C. And Jake does his homework late at night. That would be picture B. So for most verbs, we add s to the he, she, and it forms. So when the subject, the structure is the subject and then the verb. And then for the he, she, and it, when that's the subject, then we would add an s in the present simple for most verbs. There are a few exceptions that we'll talk about, but I work, you work, he works, she works, it works, we work, they work. So here are some more examples of the present simple. I work in an office. She works in a bank. So these things are general truths. Something that's generally true about someone is where they work. He works in a hospital. They work in a supermarket. So again, we can see when the subject is he, we put an S onto work to make works, and when it's anything besides he, she, or it, we just use the plain form. All right, so now practice using the present simple. So you're going to fill in with the correct form of one of the verbs in the boxes at the bottom. The first one is done for you. Joanna lives in Glasgow with her family. So Joanna is a she, so that's why we would have to put the S onto the verb live to make lives. All right, go ahead and try those on your own. Write your answers down and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, Tony loves white chocolate. Janice plays basketball every Saturday. Stephanie and Robert, are bankers. They work in a large office in the city. My dog walks in the park on Saturday. Toby likes Turkish food. It rains a lot in London. And English class starts at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. So you see all of these have the S because my dog would be a he or a she. Toby is a he. We have the it, And English class is also an it. So that's why we have the S on all of these verbs. So now make some sentences using the present simple. So here we might have my team plays football every weekend. I speak French. Um, the store is open 6 days a week. And she speaks on the phone at work. So here's some spelling rules. If a verb ends in S, SH, CH, or X, you have to add an ES in the present simple for he, she, or it. You watch a lot of TV, but Adrian watches the television. The man washes the car. This is an SH. Here we have a verb that ends in S, so he passes the ball. And so box ends in an X, so she boxes on the weekends. Right, so for verbs ending in S, SH, CH, and X, I watch, you catch, he passes, she washes, it kisses, we reach, they touch. So now practice using the present simple, filling in the gaps with the words from the boxes, and remembering the spelling rules. You can pause the video, write down your answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, the exam finishes in about 10 minutes. Harper washes her car each Sunday afternoon. The boy kisses his mom before going to bed. The dog pushes the ball with his nose. My dad watches the news every night on television. The bus passes my house every day at 8 a.m. That baseball player catches the ball very well. And Mrs. Thompson teaches in a small town in China. So now see if you can make your own sentences using the present simple and one of the verbs. So here we might say the mother kisses her baby. The man washes the tires on the car. And here are some additional spelling changes. If the verb ends in Y, the Y changes to an I, and then we add the ES to the present simple form for whenever the subject is he, she, or it. So I study at my desk. Study ends in a Y, but if we change the subject to a he, she, or it, so Kyle would be a he, and this is studies, so we changed the Y to an I, and then we added the ES. Kyle studies medicine. Here, the verb cry, C-R-Y, ends in a Y, and so the baby cries. We change the Y to an I, and then add ES. The baby cries because it wants milk. So here are some examples. I study, you cry, but he hurries, IES, she carries, IES, and it flies, IES. And then for we and they, we go back to the basic form of the verb. We try, they copy. So practice adding present simple verbs to each of these. Remember to use the correct form and the correct spelling. So pause the video, write down your answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, the baby cries when she is hungry. The man is always late. Every morning he hurries to catch the bus. The plane flies from New York to London. The student studies at her desk. The student copies the writing on the board. The woman carries the shopping bags to her house. The boy dirties his shirt in the garden. And the man tries to climb the mountain. So make a sentence with each of these in the present simple. And you can use these verbs. So some possible answers. The man hurries up the steps. The student copies his spelling words. Plane flies high in the sky. And the baby cries when he is hungry. And you might have slightly different sentences, but that's the general idea. So here we have, remember, for he, she, and it, we use either S, ES, or IES. So I work, you live, he loves, she cleans, it likes, we give, they start. For those ending with having certain endings, we add the ES. I watch, you teach, he catches, she passes, it kisses, we wash, they push. And the IES for those verbs that end in Y. I study, you cry, he flies, she hurries, it copies, we try, they carry. All right, this is Sam's daily routine, so see if you can make some sentences. So we might say something here. Sam washes his hair in the shower. He eats breakfast with his family. He wakes up at 7 a.m. And he brushes his teeth every morning. He dries his hair. He rides the bus. He gets dressed. And he brushes his hair. So what's your daily routine? So talk about when you wake up, what do you do after you wake up? So just make some sentences about your own daily routine. And you can continue talking about writing sentences about your own daily routine. All right, this time we're going to practice everything that we've learned so far about the present simple. So you're going to use the correct form and spelling of these verbs to fill in the gaps to make this story. So again, you can pause the video, write down your answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, so Lucas plays football with his friends. Then he comes home and he eats dinner. After dinner, he watches television for an hour. Next, he studies at his desk until 10 p.m. Again, try these on your own and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, Gabrielle loves chocolate milk. She drinks it every day. Gabrielle also likes chocolate cake. She eats chocolate all the time. So here, these could go either way, either loves or likes. Likes would also work. And likes, or you could also use loves here. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, and if you have any questions, leave those for me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.